I'm feeling the vibe. One man down, I'm still on the track. Don't like it, I say what I like. Not surprised that I see it all. I see it all inside of me. Soft work like it's alchemy. Can't wait when they after me. Don't go cause I start with focus. Something needed in me. Writing you need. Got another man down and he's been on the floor. And I feel like I don't really know him no more. I'm just young and spazzing.
Weather. You want to agree with that?
Yeah, I love weather.
Trend in music.
I live the life that I love. I love the life that I live. Tomorrow.
Traffic updates. And everything fun is right here on Mainland 98.3 FM. Don't touch that dial.
The cruise never stops.
And I'm a broadcast journalist. Yes, my friend will tell me that I am a sport administrator by accident. Listen every day of the weekday to sports.
Fantastic conversations.
Great to see you again. It's good weather. You want to agree with that?
Yeah, I love weather.
Trend in music.
Ojoba and Charity intersections is good. There's no cause for alarm.
Sports 98.3 FM. Don't touch that dial.
Shy don't enter. I don't lose my mental. Oh, big money don't stagger. Big better don't enter. DJ don't scatter. She the wine in that gorodo. Make your mouth that gorodo. Make your mouth wanna go low. Tell her me she calm down, calm down, calm down, calm down, calm down. But she said she want wine until the man die. But I don't be die, get it like. She no go live until I wire. They got so free wine on my. Me I no come cry for ya.
98.3 FM. Big shout out to Black Bones for the job yesterday. Of course, I prevent Nottingham Forest from getting back into third position. I'm sure they've got their minds, body, and soul on Bodo in the Europa League. Even if you finish 19th on the table, of course, they can't finish 19th. Now, it's more looking like it. And Ipswich Town would join them. So that is Leeds United and Burnley. Burnley put it on the former Manchester City title-winning captain Vincent Kompany. Promoted 3 different club sides back to the Premier League. But the question is this: of course, we've got new boys up now. We've got 7 more clubs to make sure they get up there. There's still Sunderland. There's Middlesbrough as well in the English Premier League. Of course, I will talk about all of that as well. So good to have you join us on the show. Talk about all of that on the show today. Today, if you can call me the Sultan of MCs, and we get to drive this show every Monday to Friday from 6 to 7 p.m. We drive through. Tommy is here, the Liverpool fan. Tomorrow, if Arsenal fails to beat Crystal Palace at the Emirates Stadium, so in the FA Cup this weekend. So as it is right now, Arsenal fails to win, have 1 whole week to prepare for their first leg Champions League semi-final against PSG.
Case of when, not if Liverpool will crown champions. And yes, the game of Champions League clash against PSG in the semi-finals. There's also the clash as well of Crystal Palace as well in the FA Cup. I think that the title celebrations for Liverpool would have to be postponed to the weekend at Anfield against. You also want to factor in the fact that they're also focusing on the UEFA Rope, that also know also that 3 points is enough to secure the title. I think it's going to be a difficult job for them. But before then, Okoyemi, good things only wait for people that wait, and we are only waiting for our opponent. The only way Liverpool will be crowned champions is not done yet.
And do you know the funny part?
Okay,
for some weird reason,
Liverpool
fans, that to happen.
Liverpool fans don't want that to happen. You know why? Because obviously they know that if Arsenal, so of the celebrations that happened when Chelsea played against at their home stadium, talking about Anfield on Sunday, you know what will happen? Losing to Crystal Palace as well later tomorrow.
See, like I said, is to pick a draw. Liverpool will still need to beat Tottenham Hotspur.
Exactly.
Like Agbatomi has said, it's a matter of when
not
and not if.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Arsenal have lost 3 matches. Liverpool have lost only 2.
But of what game would it be?
Still in the Champions League.
Yeah.
So you can't ultimately rule out the fact that.
But we lost once in 2025.
They've beaten PSG in the Champions League this season.
I'm talking. That was against Liverpool.
They've lost. They don't care why they played.
PSG has only lost 1 game in the.
Whether they played it in December or they played it in October.
The most important thing is
it is still this season, 2024, 2020, and this is not a joke.
Okay.
Arsenal will knock out PSG. At the quartet of Ousmane Dembele, Kvaratskhelia,
exactly.
Vinicius Junior, Rodrigo Goes, and Bellingham.
Yes.
Arsenal.
See, if PSG meets,
Arsenal are having a better season than PSG.
No, and they are still
unbeaten. You can't do that in the Premier League.
But they are still unbeaten. They are still unbeaten.
See, no City. My guy, the season don't end in a year.
Man City would have done that with
no club.
Man City would have done that if not for Liverpool.
Would have. They didn't do it this season. It cannot happen again.
You are saying now that league with 5 games to go, it's better than PSG is different. It is different.
My guy. Well, with the FIFA World Cup under-20 qualifiers, the top 4 teams know the job at stake for them. It is not the card that would also be coming up at the group stages of the FIFA under-20. The young Pharaohs would also news like that under-20 of South Africa versus Morocco, Senegal versus Central African Republic, DR Congo. We've got really key games to look out for the Flying Eagles. We're playing Kenya.
It's a difficult group.
We play Kenya, Morocco, and Tunisia. True result of games that were decided yesterday. Tottenham Hotspur Stadium yesterday night. A Champions League qualification. It is Tottenham Hotspur. It was Tottenham Hotspur 1 and Nottingham Forest 2 yesterday for Postecoglou side. I kind of felt they were going to lose that game yesterday because it feels like their body, mind, and soul is already fixed on their game against Bodo Glimt.
The goalkeeper of Tottenham, Vicario, coming out this.
Anderson gave them the lead. Chris Wood scored a goal that was the 42nd minute. Christian Romero got booked. Morgan Gibbs had 2 late yellow cards for them, but of course, Pedro Porro for Girona. They were already 3-0 up in the first half of their game against Aréa Betis. Guess what? Manchester United player. And of course, the one you call the match performance in the last 3 years than anybody else.
Exactly.
In fact, last season, East and a goal yesterday in a man of the match performance. Very ill-tempered game with 7 yellow cards. Anthony joined them, and where they are right now, then it's just typical of where Manchester and Wolves brought in their own manager. The same week.
Vitor Pereira.
The same week. Guess what?
Wolf them.
They give them a win, a 9 defeat. For them, for the 5 goals scored, 40 considered. They've got a +5. Do the GoFundMe that they wanted to do to be able to permanently sign, Anthony for them. I know it's going to be a whole lot of money. It's going to be a lot of money, but of course, I'm not sure if he wants to come back to Manchester United, except they bring in a new manager. Games were decided in the Championship yesterday. Cardiff City played a 1-1 Stoke City by 6 goals to nothing. First half. In the first half of the game, in the history of that club, he got 6 minutes, got the 5th goal in the 42nd minute, and of course, William Gronto for Luton Town. They played a 3-1 victory. Defeated Watford by 1 goal to nothing. Swansea defeated playoff qualification by losing at the Stadium of Lights to Blackburn Rovers, as that eventually sealed their fate as they would be relegated last season.
By the way, big shout out as well to go to Scott Parker. The first is it the first man? Yeah, I think so. The first man to lead 3 different clubs to the English Premier League from Championship back to the league.
Well, Brownhill got the 2 goals for Burnley yesterday as they defeated Sheffield United to the English Premier League. So let's see how the table stands with 94 points. And Burnley also with 94 points, 67, 66, 63, 63, 62 respectively.
Wow.
West Bromwich Albion can qualify again.
They have from third
from
now.
Blackburn Rovers.
From Blackburn.
That is it. Congratulations once again to Daniel Farker and of course Scott Parker returning their respective clubs to the Premier League. To Southampton. This time around they are back, and I'm going to be
just like he snake their past the rock.
Between Champions League chasing parks, I'm talking about Manchester City final before the final for both of them. And if you look at the post, and Aston Villa are on 7th position with 57 points. So just 1 point separates both of them. If Aston Villa wins, they move to 60 points, and then they jump to 5th point of Nottingham Forest. So it's a game that Pep Guardiola needs to whip match in 6 games on a bounce right now. So they took Newcastle.
Yes, they defeated Everton at the Goodison Park. They also defeated. They came back from behind rather the debut. So that means they're also coming back as well.
Well, everyone is coming back. It's the tail end, the busy end of the season, like they was in the 23rd minute of that one. Let's give you the starting 11 for both. There's Dimitri Fikura, there's Cesar Terek, Lopez, Hugo Duro, and of course Andre Almeida. Both of them. Garcia, there's Omar El Rahafi, the former Sunderland, no, not former Sunderland, former. There's Poi Lorenzo, there's Hugo Gonzalez, there's Savio Puedo, Valencia, and of course Espanyol is still goalless. And another big game to know for Barcelona, as expected, is with Lopez, Alami, Yamal, Ferran Torres.
That could be a big miss.
It's going to be a massive miss for them. Dominic Morel, Omar Mascherelli, Samu Costa, there's Tony Lato, Saji Dandea, 3-5-1 formation. Yes, it's a diamond formation, by the way.
It's also changed to
of the Spanish of the Sport versus Galatasaray, and that's going to be a massive.
I just hope the positions on for the French League also change.
Of the stories as we have them going forward, like we said, Leeds United after beating Stoke. And of course, the Bulls had guided them back to the Premier League for the 3rd time in his managerial career. The German took 2 seasons to do that with Leeds, but he's now aiming to make an impact at the top division. He feels can make a big impact in the Premier League. When Farke took over at Elland Road in July 2023 and have suffered heartache at Wembley in the playoff final last season, he will not get the chance to realize his former Archie Gray, Crespo Somerville, and Georgino Ruta all moved on. And Jaden Ballgood are also impressed, and the club have used the loan market well. Leeds have once again been strong defensively, while Dan James has elevated his game to on the collective. Throughout the season, Leeds have shown an admirable consistency, accumulating points in critical matches. 95 Road, a fortress, only tasting division.
Yeah, I think for most sides that get promotions, the
priorities
to stay up. Burnley came back to the Premier League, has also happened. Leicester City, Norwich City. Yes, LB expect that. So he also made 44 games, championship games all season. So I mean, both go to stay up.
Well, talking about a team that is also guaranteed to stay up, but the reign is almost over, as the Australian coach is likely to leave this season or not. Tottenham have endured a miserable season, and Spurs sits down in 16th place in the Premier League table, but could start at the end of the season, even if they end up to secure a trophy. Tottenham will take off now. Postecoglou has spoken proudly of his record of winning silverware in his 2nd season at clubs and from sack. Postecoglou had admitted that he has no idea only to his cause. Bournemouth Bowes he chooses to leave Tottenham Hotspur. Tottenham returns to Premier League action on Sunday, the 1st of May. Now let's put this real quick, Agbatomi. I mean that they eventually lost. But now, I've seen matches the entire season already, and there are still 4 more games to go. Is this a case of redemption for Postecoglou? Why would you win the Europa League and finish 16th on the Premier
trophy? In fact, if you give them quite unfortunate. And as a matter of fact, there are of players that have left Tottenham in the past and gone on to win. The Austrian was very, very confident. He was saying that always he wins a trophy in his 2nd season, and this is his 2nd season. And I mean, if Tottenham in fact finishes like 17th, or I mean, obviously when you win a trophy in Europe, is that you face different opponents that you are not aware of. You face different opponents that you are not really play. It is very, very difficult for them to their weakness, their strength, and everything. But when you're talking about the league, Liverpool as well will also come to Tottenham Hotspur to play against you as well at home. So it's a difficult than winning league.
09136004110. International break. Mid-season, in between also, if you play in the AFCON, you have to come. If you're an African, then you have to come. This old format, before the new format that we have right now. So you play now, that's 10.
Yes,
semi-final 12.
Yes.
You may be lucky to be on the other side of a draw where you are just getting your wins.
Good.
On a knockout game,
Okay.
Abatomi, it could go either way.
Yeah.
If you get knocked out in the cup, you don't have the chance for a remedy.
Okay,
Unlike under the league.
Let me tell you something.
League is a
In the
marathon.
league, yes or no? Yes, you can.
Because those ones are knockout, it's a cup competition.
Okay, you lose 6 games.
Liverpool have lost only 2 games the entire season.
2021, 2022. Yes. And they went on to win the league. Exactly.
Conversation 0913600410. The league or the knockout, which would you think is to Manchester, from Leeds to Liverpool?
Yes, I said it. Man City lost 5. You can't afford to lose 5 games. You can't afford to do that.
You cannot. Who told you you can't?
You can.
Real Madrid lost 5 games in the group stage.
That's what I'm saying.
And they still managed to get to the round of 16.
Okwemi, you
what
can.
Are you saying, my friend?
I'm saying you can. But if you do that, okay, fine. For example, you get to lose like 2, okay, maybe like 4 games, for example, and you get to knockout stages, maybe the round of 16 or the quarterfinals.
Winning all of your games does not guarantee you progress in the Champions League, you know?
Yes.
But winning all your games in the league, how?
Yes,
Liverpool won all of their group stages.
No.
They got knocked out in the round of 16.
What you say is winning all your games in the group stage.
We're talking about the group stages now. Winning all your games in the group stage does not guarantee that you win the.
You can afford to also lose like 5 games or 10 games in the league.
Games that's 30 points.
It's possible.
You're gone. Against you today because you are bantering my club. That proud Arsenal fan from Ojo win and lose. But the Champions League is a knockout. And this one also says it is much easier to win the Champions League because you can be lucky very lucky with the Porto side, and they went on to win the Champions League. I disagree.
Welcome.
So I just want to ask, so if Tottenham win the Europa League, will they qualify for the Champions League?
Yeah.
They have a better. I just want to also say another thing. So if the Man City win their
the Etihad Stadium, they move to third on the table.
Exactly.
I'm really surprised.
Wow.
Yes.
That's if Arsenal face win Champions
League. So even in Manchester City's worst season don't win the Champions League, and Man City wins the FA Cup.
Don't jinx it. Don't jinx it.
Cığıɪ, good to have you on the show today.
Wow. Wow.
She no go live until I die.
Very much, and welcome back. We're still picking your calls. Hello, good evening. Welcome to Sports Cruise.
Hello.
You're welcome.
Champions League. There will be 5 Premier League.
Yeah.
Maybe 6. Maybe 7.
So we have almost 6. We can have 6 to 7.
Europa League winner is automatic qualification.
Okay, that's what I wanted to ask. Thank you so much.
I mean, that's basically clubs. All these all those Bodo Glints. Their champions will have been.
Hello, Okpe.
You're welcome.
Good evening. This is Rufus calling from Shasha.
Mr. Rufus, you're welcome.
Because at least you play up to injury will come, this and that. Anyway, for
lucky draws.
You can really get a fair draw and maneuver to court. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I also think so. Thank you very much. Hello, good evening. Welcome to Sports Crew.
So you can't compare the type of players. Look at the champion you have to qualify. And the other one. So the combination of all champions all over Europe. I think we want it.
That's true.
No talent cannot come.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Talking about the Champions League, I have a particular.
This is your narrative of Pope and I don't know.
When he passed away back in 1973, Liverpool also won Champions League. When Pope Benedict as well passed away in 2000.
I mean, sometimes you read these stats and it just happened. I remember the manager of Cardiff City because they sacked the man.
Yeah, that was Morgan. Champions League. Because to win the Champions League, it just been terrible in their league and gone.
And then they've gone on to win the leagues.
They always go ahead to win the league. Sometimes like you said, you don't have to go on the good side of the draw. You don't have to do too much. You just make to play each other. Unlike before, that you can always do that. Liverpool needs to meet Barcelona in the group stage.
Thank you very much. 0913600410. Let's also read more of your messages. Man, the league is a game that can go either ways from the round of 6. If you lose the number of games that people have lost to and they are still not sure of winning the league, okay.
You're welcome. Many times can use the luck to be able to win the championship. If you are not good well in your league, at times you might be Europa because you have been lucky. It is what it is, my brother. If you are not good enough, you cannot always be lucky. You can't always be.
Okay, so let me remind you, Yinka. The 2 times Chelsea have won the league were not the best of times for Chelsea. They couldn't do jack with Chelsea. They were struggling in the league, and then they sacked, and they still won the FA Cup that season. Now bring it back again to the second Champions League they won. The same team that Frank Lampard said was not ready to compete for the Premier League title was the same team that Thomas Tuchel took to the Champions League, and they won the Champions League that same season. Despite the fact that before you know what is happening, luck will just smile on you. That's the fact. Wow. Let's talk to him.
Luck does not smile every time.
Hello.
Lampard season when what's it called? Thomas Tuchel took over 2 months or so. You know, after that particular season, look at United, my darling club. Look at what is happening. Very poor. So in addition to so I just pray. No, I'm not.
Which one do you think is easier, man?
So you can just perform, but you can't just come and be losing 18 matches in the league, and then you expect him to win. It's not.
Except Agbatomi that would always want to play the devil's advocate. Either ways you look at it,
I disagree.
It is don't end. It's a round robin.
Yeah.
Because it starts from the conference teams, the non-league and the Premier League sides,
or elite cup titles.
You see, nobody.
Champions League to the FA Cup.
Hello, good evening, Ola today.
Hello, good evening.
You're welcome.
On the controversy. And why did I when it comes to how Chelsea won the tournament? You can check it. Along the line, they beat Real Madrid, they beat Man City against PSG, and the scoreline was played 90 minutes. That match was time. 1-0 at Stamford. You are playing it down. Take it as your weakness and play more on your strength.
Thank you.
We don't know.
I mean, it's a lot far gone, but it's okay. I really have seasons for Chelsea, and they still managed to win 2 titles. And the only 2 they say, well, the friendly match between the favor of the Flying Eagles. Flying Eagles on Tuesday defeated the Egyptian Heroes, scored 3 goals as Nigeria successfully defended Awafubi on the 20th of the encounter after a good pass from Bidemi Amole. After into the lead again with 7 minutes left on the books after Precious Ben achieved the morale-boosting victory less than 48 hours after arriving in the Egyptian. The Flying Eagles' first match is against Tunisia on Thursday next. Who heads Group A will take on South Africa on Sunday before further game. That is it. The result: big wins for the Flying Eagles of Nigeria as they prepare for the Africa Under-20 champions. They are leaving the hands of the superstar DJ Gab. Don't forget.